Christina, your stream is live now, and now you can also make me a co-host.
Fabulous. All right, Todd. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And I will also start the recording for you, and I will let the participants in for you as well.
You spoil me. They don't call it Thankful Thursday for nothing. Hello, everyone. I love that some of you are back for Yoga for Beginners or Yoga Technique again. That's so awesome. Susan, how are you?
I'm doing well. Having a good day. How about you?
Having a great day. Yep.
Good.
Just got off the spin bike, taught an hour of spin for lunch on Thankful Thursday. Got to get a little yoga for beginners, and then we're going to do strengthening.
Exactly.
Susan, do you notice how buff your arms are?
You know, I was just remarking to someone today that it was asking me about what's happened to you. You look different. And I said, well, my yoga classes have been making a big difference in my body. I've noticed a lot of changes.
Your arms are ripped.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing. My doctor is going to be pleased when I go back in September because she told me I need to strengthen my muscles. So she'll be happy about that.
Check. Amazing. Amazing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so inspired by you.
Well, it's been your help. I appreciate everything that you're teaching us.
It's incredible. Incredible. Pam T, Babette, Elaine, Atella. Oh, Atella. Is it Atelia? Is that what it is? I don't have my glasses on. Where are my glasses? Hi, welcome.
It's Otelia.
Otelia, you have a beautiful name. Thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome.
Otelia, I love it. Is this your first time taking this class?
Yes.
Well, welcome, Otelia. Welcome. Do you practice yoga? What is your yoga background?
I don't practice it.
Okay, good. So this is your first introduction to it.
Yes.
Great. Awesome. We're so excited to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay.
Yeah. Love your name. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Charlotte. Oh, Babette, I see you're here again. Babette, do you have any requests today for this class? I don't know why, Babette, but I just think you're so funny. You make me so happy. All right. People are popping in. I will share my screen. Isn't it amazing? Okay, I just want to say one thing. I know some of you don't know me yet, but I'm Christina. Oh, wait, I'll share my slide. And then you'll see. Hold on. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm Christina from Long Beach, California. I'm from Western Massachusetts. I am a certified yoga, spin, and meditation instructor, and all of that is my background in health and wellness. And I was a hairdresser for 28 years. I had just begun. So I have been teaching virtual yoga since March 15th. I looked it up and it is officially March 15th, virtually. So we had the lockdown in California. It happened. We went on Zoom. We were trying to just figure it out, right? Remember in March last year, we're all trying to figure out Zoom. And I taught my first class. And so it's been a year and a half. And I have a big screen TV up here. So you all know that because I'm really big into health and safety, right? That's why I do these classes, so we can learn the modifications that are needed for each pose for our bodies. Each Yoga for Beginners, we work on different things. But in California, we're at Long Beach, things are starting to open up. So I just started teaching spin in person. And so when I say, like, you're all showing up in the boxes, and some of you have been in my classes at the Get Set Up platform now since the end of March, right? When I started. And it's like we're building a community. We're building a health and wellness fitness community, right? Focused on being the strongest, the best versions of ourselves. That's why I do what I do. I'm so committed to that, so that we can be clear on who we are, on what we stand for, so that things don't bog us down. So we react instead of being calm and centered and grounded. And so we've been on this journey, and some of you are new today, and welcome. I'm so happy you're here. Some of you have just joined us recently, and some of you have been with me since March. And I just want to say how very meaningful this virtual community is. And on this other platform in Long Beach, California, a gym that I worked at, and we all went virtual, and we haven't seen each other. And I've been teaching virtually. And there are so many people in my class, so many students that I have never met in person. And now that I'm there in person twice a week, and I'm starting to meet them in person, and it's so emotional. It's so meaningful. Like what we're doing here. I don't do this. I don't have big classes. I don't do 60 people in my classes. I want to know you. I want to know what your goals are. I want to be here cheering you on every step of the way so you achieve your goals, because you matter, right? Your goals matter. And I'm here to support you in that. So I just want you to know that you showing up, you're doing this for yourself, but it also means so much to me, and it means so much to our Get Set Up community. So thank you so much for caring about yourself, being curious to learn new ways to move your body, to understand your body, to respect your body, right? That's what we're doing here. So I just wanted to share that with you because it's very special. It's very special what Get Set Up has created. So I'm so happy you're a part of that. All right, Yoga for Beginners. I love this class. I love the idea of changing the name to Yoga Technique for beginners and beyond, right? Whether you're new to this practice or whether you have been practicing for decades, every single time I teach this class, I learn something more. I ground into a pose a little bit more. It becomes a little bit more a part of me, right? So when I'm in it, I'm solid. I know that I'm safe. I know that I am empowered to be in that pose. So we work together. It's a very interactive class. I probably will mute if there's noise in the background, and so there's no echo, but you're always welcome to unmute yourself. We can do like dialogue between poses and really kind of see where you're at and what modifications you need for your body. Because that's what we do here. We break down poses. We go through cues and modifications, especially if you're new to yoga. It's kind of like a new language, right? And I'm a new teacher. Even if you've been practicing yoga for decades, always going to a new teacher is kind of different. It's different, their language, their format. So we're always learning. So please be patient with yourself. We will break down poses. We get to the nitty gritty of the poses, why I give the cues and the modifications, so you understand your body dynamics and you understand that how you may need to look in a pose can be different from the way I look in a pose, from all of us. We can all look different in the same pose. We modify to take care of our bodies. Does that make sense to everyone? That's what we do here. That Get Set Up, we learn from each other. So having your cameras on, super helpful to help me, help you stay safe, help you not create habits that could cause you injury over long-term usage, right? I have, like I said, this big screen TV because after I started teaching virtually, probably in April of last year, I was like, so many people in the box, and they're little and I can't see them. And I was like, I can't keep them safe. What am I going to do? And thank God my husband is a techie, and he got me this big stand, and he got me this big screen TV. And so you're all in boxes and I can see you. So if you're comfortable having your cameras on, especially in this class, but really in all the classes, that's great. Please have your camera on. If you're not, that's great too. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to keep showing up, but everybody, and I do this now, this is my new thing. We'll have to pinky swear, whether your camera's on or not. Pinky swear that you will let me know if something isn't working for your body. If your body, I'm cueing something and I try to give a lot of modifications for all levels, but maybe I'm not making the correct modification for you, you need to let me know. So whether your cameras are on or not, we need to pinky swear that you will unmute yourself and let me know what you need, okay? We are live streaming today, so everyone say hi, live streamers. Hey, live streamers. Next time, register for a class and join us in person. You can ask questions and be a part of this awesome yoga community that we're creating live in real time. We'd love to have you. Get Set Up does not get paid to promote any specific products. We have Todd with us today. Todd is our Get Set Up TA. He's here to answer any questions about the website, about registering for classes, anything at all. So, hi, Cynthia. Nice to see you. So, does anybody have any medical conditions, any doctors, cautionary things that you have to do, anything that I need to know, a injury, post-surgery, anything that I need to know to help keep you safe during this practice? Please let me know. Oh, it's like at a wedding when they say, if you don't think this marriage should be, let me know now or forever hold your peace, like that. That's how I felt right there. But really, let me know if there's something you're concerned about or you want to take care of. It's feeling weird, right? Depending on how we slept, we could have a wonky shoulder this morning, today. So just let me know. Okay. Oh, Charlotte, your dog is precious. So sweet. And I want to say one more thing. I am your guide for this class, but you have lived in your bodies your whole life. You are your ultimate guide, right? We have to know ourselves. We have to trust ourselves. We have to be in tune with ourselves and move accordingly. So if I'm giving a cue that doesn't work for you, please don't do it. Don't do it. Unmute yourself and say, Christina, this is not working for me. And I will ask why, and we will work it out, and I will find you a different pose. Okay? We're all good there? Okay, so now my next question is, does anybody have any requests for today? Anything that you'd love to work on? Charlotte, are you unmuting yourself?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Christina, one thing that I used to do when I was going to an actual yoga class is we would use our blocks and put them, when we get ready to go into Shavasana, we would put them under the small of our backs. And it was amazing the release that I would get out of that. Is that something I have to?
We can do that. So some people may or may not have blocks. So these are yoga blocks for those of you new to yoga. Yoga blocks. A little bit of divinity right here. We use them for so many things. Now, you don't need them. You can use books, right? And for this pose that Charlotte is talking about, we come onto our backs and we come into a bridge pose. I'll show you. I'll just show you. Because if you don't have a block, it's okay. We can make a modification for that. Okay, what do we got? Can everybody see me? Okay. So we're on the back and we'll always tuck the shoulders and tuck the chin and make sure the small of the back, and we have the knees in line with the hips, right? So many cues. And we inhale, we pull, we come up into a bridge pose, and we'll slide the block or a book or a pillow or a blanket rolled up right under the tailbone. And if you have a block and it's in an uncomfortable place on your tailbone will let you know. And you just adjust that block accordingly. And then some of us will walk the feet out mat distance and put the knees in. And then some can extend the legs long. Either way, this pose releases the lower back, it releases the hip flexors and releases the legs as well. So we will actually finish with that. Okay. And if I forget to finish with that, which I hope I don't, but if I do, just unmute yourself and say, don't forget the bridge. Okay, awesome. Anything else, Charlotte? Do you have anybody else have any other requests? Okay, I thought we'd start in mountain pose today. Yoga for beginners today, we worked on tabletops, we worked on down dog, we worked on plank, and we'll work on that again always, because it's always good to be reminded of that, no matter how long you've been practicing. But today I want to start in our mountain pose. So we will stand, we'll work on balance. We'll work on our half sun salutations. We'll work on balance. All right. So mountain pose. You pivot onto the ball of one foot, lifting the heel, and you shift that heel into the arch of the other foot. That's hip distance. You have skis on, so you're like the number 11. And then you bring the palms out, palms facing forward, and roll the shoulders back and down. Oh, Cynthia, you have a dog too. That's so sweet. So I have been practicing, I'm just gonna, while we're settling in mountain pose, ground all four corners of the feet into the mat. I have been practicing since the first yoga practice in March on this other platform. And I teach 6 days a week. And this family, this couple, were in almost every single one of my classes, and they had a pug that had no back legs. The back legs didn't work. So the pug would be scooting itself around the yoga mat while the mom and dad there were practicing. Loved that dog so much. And that dog passed away 6 months ago. And our whole class cried with them. Like, this is really special what we're doing here. I just want you to know that. Whether you have cameras on or not, I see your names, I'm connected to you. And I'm so grateful you're here, and it really does matter. So thank you. So mountain pose, the knees come over the ankles and the glutes come over, the hips come over, right? Because sometimes we're like this, or sometimes we're off to the side, right? So we just stack our joints, always protecting our joints, right? The knees, even standing hip distance, the knees are tracking the toes, the second toe, right? Some of us do this. Some of us do this. That's the way some of our bodies are. If it helps you in this mountain pose, when we move through our half sun salutations, but even standing in mountain pose, putting a block here, I think blocks are so cool because they kind of make them so it's hip distance. So you can have a block if you're bow-legged. Cynthia, you look great. You look great. Madge, you look good. Susan, good. But some of us, our knees come in, some of us, our knees go out. So this just kind of helps keep us safe. Because if the knees go in, we're compromising the knee joints and the ankle joints. Same thing if the knees go out. It's a compromise. All right. Palms are forward. Those shoulders are back and down. This is my favorite thing right here. The tailbone reaches towards the mat, so you're not overarching in that back, and bring that navel in. Bring the navel in towards the spine, right? Activating that core. Mountain pose, super active pose, builds strength. Activate the arms. Todd, do you mind muting everyone, please? Do a double chin back so the neck is in line with the spine. I know it might feel uncomfortable, but this is a counter pose to how we live our lives every day, right? With our heads jetted forward and our shoulders rolled. I mean, rolled forward. Sorry, rolled it. That's not even a word. Sorry. And on your next inhale, gently, energetically lift the head off the neck, creating more space between your ears and your shoulders. Maybe you can even feel that gentle stretch on the sides of the neck and the top of the shoulders. Activate the hands, the arms, like you're engaging your biceps. And then engage those quads and play with that a little bit. Can you feel the kneecaps lifting? And now in your mind, I want you to visualize your inner thighs, right? Those muscles on the inside of your thighs. They're connected to the hips, right? They're connected to that pelvic floor. And when you take your next inhale, intentionally set the intention of engaging them. You may or you may not feel them. Engage. You may feel the core before you feel the inner thighs, but you may not feel either. That's okay. That doesn't mean you're not making it happen. It's not happening. You're bringing your attention, your awareness to the inner thighs and the pelvic floor. And then bring the navel in towards the spine a little bit more. And then shrink your waist like you have a corset on and somebody's tightening it. I know I always use that analogy, but it just works, doesn't it? That analogy is awesome. Keep rolling the shoulders back and down on each exhale. On each inhale, keep lengthening. The exhale, the shoulders roll back and down, but we maintain the length. Everything's engaged. Release the clenching of your glutes, but still keep the inner thighs, quads engaged. I had a teacher one time, and I know some of you have heard this story, but I never get over it because it was so shocking. She had to stand in this for a very long time, like minutes. I don't even, like 5-10 minutes. I don't know. It was a long time, whatever it was. Maybe it was just 5 minutes, but it seemed like an eternity. The whole class was perspiring. This is a very active pose. Ground all 4 corners of your feet into the mat. Make sure they're evenly grounded, right? So your weight is evenly distributed on all 4 corners of your feet. Lift the toes bear no weight. Breathing deeply here. Closing the lips as you close the eyes and connect to your Ujjayi breath, nostril breathing. There's that slight constriction in the back of the throat that causes an audible wave-like sound on each exhale. Just let the vibration of that happen. Just, we'll stand here for 1 minute and just keep the engagement. Keep rolling the shoulders back and down. Keep the navel engaged. Keep lifting your head off the neck. Bring your awareness to your core, to the waist, shrink it, bring the navel in a little closer on the bottom of each exhale. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth, staying just as you are with the eyes closed. If it's comfortable, gently sway side to side. Maybe rock front and back. And then ground all 4 corners of the feet into the mat once again. Grow tall. Create length between each vertebra. Create space between each internal organ. The shoulders are back and down. You're opening up the passageway for breath, life force energy to flow into your body more easily. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Shake it out right here. All right. For those of you who are new, we're going to go through 2 half sun salutations, but I want you to watch the first one. For those of you who know your half sun salutations, you can do 3. You can do this one with me. So we'll have the block between the knees if you want, but if you don't have a block, that's okay. If the knees bow in or out, have your big toes touch and the knees supporting each other, right? That's safe too, because this is what we're doing. I want you to watch. We're going to inhale the arms up and overhead in our mountain pose. They're up. And then we bend the knees. We put the glutes back. My core is engaged. Look how flat my back is. Look at how my neck is in line with the spine. As I exhale and I forward fold, look at the soft bend in my knees. That's an exhale. We inhale, the core and the quads bring us to this half lift with the shoulders back and down. The neck is in line with the spine. I'm not looking down. I'm not looking up. I'm looking straight down with my neck in line with the spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. The knees are bent. The arms are out to the side. We'll use the core and the quads to inhale, lift us up. And then we exhale, prayer hands to heart center. All right. So you have a block between the knees. You keep your feet hip distance and keep those knees as you bend, because what happens when we move through half sun salutations, the knees can go in or out. And I did that for years. That's why it's so important. We don't want to injure ourselves. So, or you have the big toes touch and not even mess with it, right? Not even worry about it. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, bending the knees, forward folds. Inhale, half lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Knees are bent, arms out to the side. Inhale, rise, nice and slow. Exhale, prayer hands to heart center. One more half sun salutation. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, put the glutes back, forward fold with a flat back. Come all the way down. Inhale, half lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Knees are bent, arms out. Inhale, rise. It's like a reverse squat in a way. Exhale, prayer hands to heart center. Okay, does anyone have any questions about mountain pose, about your half sun salutations, about blocks, or your feet position? Okay. Now we're going to work into balance. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. I love balancing poses. They're so important, right? Because we have to be balanced for our whole life so we don't fall, wipe out, and break a hip, for crying out loud. Who wants to deal with that? Not me. And not you either. So find your mountain pose. Have a soft bend in those knees. And from here, we'll have the arms out. We can lift them up a little bit. We're going to pivot onto the ball of the right foot. So you lift that right heel. And when you do that, did the left hip pop out? If it did, shoot it back in by engaging the core in the inner thigh. So we're going to work into tree pose. So you can pivot the right heel to the inside of the left ankle. All right. So option to stay here because this is not easy. Also, if you need to hold on to a wall or a piece of furniture, please do. Before we go any further, I want to make sure that that left hip isn't popping out. And I want that right knee shooting to the right as much as comfortable for you. The core is engaged. Find a focal point about 6 feet in front of you, our focal point, our drishti, and just meditate, like breathe on it, like focus, right? Gain your focus there. Because if you're looking at the camera, it's so hard to keep your balance. So option to stay right here. I give levels. Everybody finds what works for their body. This is option 1. And make sure that you have a soft bend in that left knee, that you are not locking out that knee. That's not safe for our knees. From here, option to bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left calf. And you may hold on to a piece of furniture. Seriously, I want you to be safe. Holding on to something, you're still getting the benefits from the pose, right? And from here, option to stay here, option to bring the right sole inside the left thigh. So the foot either goes below the knee or above the knee. It never touches the knee. And here you're getting the benefits just as much as you're getting them here. You're just finding the pose for your body. And like a tree, imagine yourself a tree and let the wind blow your branches. Tap into what kind of tree you are. What are you? I'm from the East Coast, so I'm going to be a birch tree today. We have birch trees here in Long Beach, California, but they're really not. They're really an East Coast tree. And just float. Feel the branches, feel the wind, ground all four corners of the left foot in. Pause in stillness, bring the arms out to the T to help with balance, and then bring that right knee forward and then drop it down. Ooh, give that left hip a little pat. Can you feel the burn in the left hip? We're strengthening the hips, right? We have to have hip muscle balance to help us walk and be functional for all the days of our lives. Okay, so now that we did our one side of the tree, we're going to work through two more half sun salutations. So grab your block if you need it, or have your big toes touch with a space between the knees, or you can have your feet hip distance. Just be mindful of the knees, keeping them tracking the second toe. Hands at prayer. Press the thumbs into the heart. It's Thankful Thursday. Breathe in gratitude for every heartbeat you have. And then inhale the arms up and overhead. We exhale, forward fold, bend those knees, slowly lower down. Core strength lowers you. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Knees are bent, arms out to the side. Inhale, rise. Exhale, prayer, hands to heart center. One more. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold, nice and slow. That's a whole exhale. And inhale, find your half lift. Exhale, forward fold, knees are bent, arms out to the side. Inhale, rise. Yes. Exhale, prayer, hands to heart center. Okay. Everybody feel good about their half sun salutations? Are there any questions? All right. We have the other side. So are we so happy we have two sides? So shake out the legs. Find your mountain pose, palms forward, ground here. Activate the quads, activate those inner thighs, shrink your waist here, bring the navel in towards the spine, and make sure that tailbone's reaching towards the mat so you're not overarching. So you just give it a little tuck, a little reach down. And pause here, close your eyes, really tap into your mountain pose. Always come to your mat with water too. You must stay hydrated. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. All right. So we're grounded. Four corners of the feet grounded in. We're going to pivot, come out to the ball of the left foot. Make sure that right hip did not poke out. If it did, bring it in with engagement. So we're here. Pivot the left heel to the inside of the right ankle. How does that feel? Can you open up the knee so it's facing to the left a little bit more? Susan, can you do that? Can you open up the knee a little bit? The hip? It's an external rotation of the hip. That's what's happening here. And maybe our hips, our anatomy doesn't do that. So I'm just asking. So option to stay right here. Make sure you have a soft bend in that right knee. You're never locking out your knees. Pause here. Option to bring the left sole of the foot onto the calf, inside of the calf. Have your dristi, breathing deeply. Option to bring the left sole of the foot to the inside of the left thigh, or the right thigh, sorry. And then once you find wherever you're at, you can hold on to something with one hand and blow one branch in the wind. You can blow two branches in the wind for a second, hold on to the block, piece of furniture, whatever works for you. Keep the core engaged. Keep breathing deeply. The minute you hold your breath, you lose your balance. What kind of tree? Are you the same tree? Are you a different tree? I'm still a birch tree. Oh no, I'm going to be a weeping willow. Oh, I miss them so much. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bring the arms out to a T, and slowly with control, bring the left knee up and then drop it down and shake it out. Can everyone feel the burn in their right hip? Yeah, it feels good, right? Listen, it's awesome. Building strength, right? Building strength, balancing out the strength in our bodies, right? Because our quads, there's 4 of them. They're going to take over the inner thighs. The inner thighs are like this little strip of muscle, right? But we need them. We need our inner thigh muscles. It helps keep our pelvic floor strong. We also have our glutes, huge muscle mass, right? We have to make sure that between our glutes and our quads that they don't take over so that our inner thighs and our core doesn't work. When that happens, we get lower back issues. When that happens, we have knee pain, ankle pain. It goes up to our shoulders and to our necks. That's why we work on balance. That's why we work on muscle balance. And that way, when we're walking down the street and there's a big old something in the street, right? Like maybe a sidewalk's popped up because of a tree and we trip, right? And we lose our balance and our knee goes out. We have an inner thigh strength to bring us back up so we don't fall over, right? Does that make sense? That's what we're doing here. That's why we work on balancing poses. Does anybody have any questions about this? No questions. Okay, well, now we're going to come onto our backs. We're going to come back onto our backs with a block. And this is an option. I can't believe how fast time goes by. It's ridiculous. Well, time flies when you're having fun, right? I know. Okay, so we have a block near us, but we're going to come onto our backs. We're going to bring the knees in and let's hug them in and rock side to side, giving our lower back and our shoulders and our outer hips a nice massage. I don't know where you are, if you have massage therapists working yet, but if you do, I highly recommend a massage. Pause in stillness, squeeze those knees in, bring the legs up. The legs are up, and then begin to point and flex your ankles. And actually, let's add the hands. So the arms are up too, and the palms are up, and then the palms face your body as we point and flex the ankles. So what we're doing here is we are working on ankle and wrist flexibility, mobility, and strengthening. Rotate the ankles and the wrists one way, nice and slow. Are your ankles popping? Mine are. Reverse the circles. And point and flex. Do you feel the heat building? If you're done, you're done. But this is where the strength is built, right here. The flexibility, that's the heat being built. The muscles are lengthening. Rotate again one more time, one way. And then reverse the rotations. So much goodness here. Take a deep inhale, pause, place your palms behind your hamstrings, and then straddle out the legs. Hold on to the calves if that feels better for you, or the ankles, whatever works for you. Pause here, take a deep inhale, exhale, bend the right knee. Keep the left knee of the left leg straight, and make sure the entire back side of the body is evenly on the mat. Don't let the right side lift. So you can use your left elbow to hold you in place. Now I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to see your left inner thigh. And breathe deeply into it, letting it lengthen. Get a nice stretch, a release. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let's switch. Let's straighten the right leg, support it. Use the elbow to keep the entire back and glutes flat on the hip, on the mat. The left knee's bent. Visualize your right your right inner thigh. And breathe deeply here. Notice if the small of the back is connected to the mat. Make sure it is. Release the shoulders. Relax the muscles in the face. Take an inhale. Exhale, switch. Bend the right knee, straighten the left. Inhale. Exhale, switch. And just keep alternating back and forth, straightening and bending, alternating. Do one more each side. And then pause, hug the knees in, pause in stillness, squeeze them in right here. And then gently rock side to side, nice and gentle. And then let's slowly bring the soles of the feet to the mat. The heels are close to the glutes. They're not touching, but they're close. And then take a look at your knees. Same thing as mountain pose when we're moving through our half sun salutations. We don't want our knees touching, and we don't want them to bow out. So we keep the knees in line with the hips. We place the arms long by the body, palms facing down by the glutes. We're going to take a deep inhale, press the soles of the feet and the palms into the hand, and come into a tiny bridge pose. Pausing here for a moment before we're going to do 3 before we come into a supported bridge pose. But right here, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to notice, I want you to bring awareness to your body parts. Are your glutes clenched? Just notice. If they are, engage, bring your intention to the inner thighs and that pelvic floor core. Engage those and allow the glutes to soften a bit. Take a deep inhale. When we exhale, we tuck that tailbone, we hollow out the belly, and we allow one vertebra at a time to come to the mat. Once the tailbone touches, we inhale, come up into a bridge pose. And we exhale, hollow out the belly, and allow one vertebra to come down. This time we're going to come up into a bridge pose. We pause. If you have a block, a pillow, or a blanket, or a thick book, you can place it underneath your tailbone. Find that comfortable spot. If it's not comfortable, you know right away. And just pause here for a moment. Don't do anything with the legs. And just feel your back. And then if it's comfortable, you can heel toe the feet out mat distance, splay the knees in so they're supporting you. Or you can extend the legs long. That's really intense, and only do it if it's available for your body. Your chin is tucked. Tuck those shoulder blades under a little bit. Close the eyes and breathe deeply here. If at any time this gets too much for you, bring the feet up, bend the knees, and then come out of it slowly. Have the palms facing up. Release the muscles in your face. Soften your brow line. Release the lower jaw. Let the shoulders melt into the back. Bring your awareness to your hips. Take an inhale. And when you exhale, allow the hips to just melt into whatever you're on. You can just be on your back on the mat. That's fine too. You're still getting a great pose here. Feel the back side of the body just getting heavier. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. If your legs are extended long, bend into them. Bring the arms long by the body, palms facing up. We're going to move so gingerly here. Inhale, slowly lift that tailbone off the block or a pillow or a blanket. Move it off to the side, pause. We take a deep inhale. And when we exhale, we tuck the tailbone, hollow the belly in so slow, lower one vertebra at a time down. Once your tailbone touches the mat, pause. Release the belly, release the back, release the hips into the mat. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, draw one knee at a time into the chest. Squeeze them in right here in stillness. Doing a counter pose. This is a counter pose for the bridge pose. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth slowly. Rock over to the most comfortable side, curled up into a little ball using your arm as a pillow. Curl up here, breathing deeply, breathing in gratitude for your strength, for where you're at today. On your next inhale, keep the eyes closed if it's comfortable. Press the opposite palm into the mat and slowly bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Prayer hands at heart center. Slight bow of the forehead in reverence. In reverence to you. In reverence to being here on your mat, for choosing to take time for your self-care. Yoga means the union of the mind, the body, and the soul. We do that through mindful breathing and mindful movement, with awareness, with self-care, self-love, and compassion for ourselves. To seal our practice together today, we'll take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. The divine light within me truly bows and honors to the divine light within you. Namaste. We can come together for a communal namaste. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions about the movements we did today? Anybody have any challenges? Oh, Cynthia, your dog's like, can you play with me now, Mom? What about me, Mom? So cute. All right. You did amazing. I mean, balancing poses are really challenging. And in these classes, I try to bring in those challenging poses so that when we are practicing on our mats, moving through them, you can do so with confidence and feel empowered during that time. All right. Oh, I have to share my slides. Geez, I forgot to do that earlier. Did anybody notice? Susan, did you notice? I did. You did notice? Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I never did that before. Get Set Up loves to hear your experience. You can do so on social media or you can email Liz. Here's her email. Here are other classes that are related to this one. Here are some of my other classes. I teach 12 classes a week. I think I teach 7 or 8 forms of yoga. I teach one low impact aerobics class now on Tuesdays. Super fun. We had our first one this week. It was awesome. And I love that it's on Transformational Tuesday. So that's kind of new and exciting. Hope you can join me for that. Tomorrow is Friday and it's stress and de-stress. And then I'll come back on Sunday and teach a stretch and distress or stretch and de-stress yoga. And then Monday we have those 3 classes, vinyasa, cardio, and yoga and meditation. So I hope that you can look at the calendar. I love that Get Set Up does this too, by the way. Get Set Up schedules out weeks in advance, 2 to 3 weeks. So you can actually just commit, right? Register for the class and you're committed to it and hold yourself accountable for your own health and wellness, because if we don't take care of ourselves, no one else is. And I love that Get Set Up has created that schedule to help you register for classes. So I hope you take advantage of that. After this class, you receive notes, you receive other classes you might be interested in, and you receive an opportunity to give feedback. Thank you, everyone who has given me feedback. And if you haven't, please do. It really does. I read them all. It helps me be the best guide that you need to be. So please, if you have time, feedback is so appreciated. Get Set Up has created all these ways to invite your friends and family to this amazing platform. We offer over 500 classes a week. I know, for free. It's amazing. Take advantage of it. Have your friends and family take advantage of this incredible opportunity. You can do so on your desktop. You can send it to them on their calendar. You can copy the link when you register for a class and email it to them. And you can also send it to them on their mobile device. help@getsetup.io is your email for everything. It's for your email. If you would like to host an interest group, if there's something you love and you'd like to host a group, let us know. If you would like to see a class on the calendar that you don't see, go to help@getsetup.io. If for some reason you don't receive a recording of this class afterwards, that email will help you. And if there is an organization that you believe aligns with the mission of the Get Set Up to enhance and improve the lives of older adults, please let us know. With this email, we want to partner with as many companies, businesses as we can, so we can keep offering you everything that you want and deserve so you can live your best life. I'm so glad I didn't forget to share my slides again. I would have felt so bad about myself.
Well, they're not working against you now. You seem to be able to get to them easier. So maybe
today, I don't know. Is it Thankful Thursday? Me and that last slide, we've been struggling all week, but today it's flowing. So
right. Christina, there is one question I thought of that maybe I ought to ask you about balance. I've just recently gotten a larger yoga mat because just the regular narrow size yoga mat was not working for me. But I put that one under my larger mat and I've actually ordered another one. It's thick, to go next to it. So the whole big mat will be covered. I mean, we'll have underneath.
Mhm.
And so I've been trying to do my balancing on this thicker mat, and it seems harder. But I'm thinking, will that help me to improve my balance, or is that something that I should not be trying to do?
So is it cushy?
It's very
Cushy.
cushy. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to be careful because when we're do balancing, well, when we're in mountain pose, right? We want
Right.
all four corners of the feet equally balanced. Why? Because equally balanced means the muscles in our legs and our hips and our core and our back and our neck, our whole body is equally balanced and working. So if you're wobbly, I think maybe don't do any balancing poses on that mat.
Okay. Okay. I won't. I mean, I had a chair back close by that I could touch and sort of and help me so that I wouldn't fall. But I'll take that into account, and I won't do any balancing on that thick cushy part.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not worth it. It's not worth the possibility of, any injury, right? It's just not,
Okay.
it's not worth it.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. Thank you for asking that
Okay,
question.
Thanks.
Thank
All
you.
right. Mhm.
All right. Well, I'm teaching strength and stretch with slow flow in 30 minutes. Who's joining me? Yay. Pam T. Thank you, Pam. I love it too. Thank you. I'm so glad. I'll see you. I'll see y'all some of you in 30 minutes. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Elaine, Alma, Victoria, Elaine. Thank you, Madge. Yay. Todd, thank you for everything. I'll see you soon. Thanks.